we'll start with Google Search Ads now. Remember how I got to the Google Ads platform? It's ads.google.com. So ads.google.com. It opens this page. So let's sign in. This is my account here, but you want to switch to the real DMLane Google account that we've been using. So I'll switch accounts here. Go down to real DMLane. Yeah. All right, we are here now. Google tries to get you to enable two-step verification on your Google account. They say it's to protect your Google account against password theft. So you may want to get started to enable the two-step verification just so someone else doesn't have access to your account. It's a nice feature. I've not used it before, but it's actually very nice just to secure your account. I remember how you created the Google keywords, how we did the keyword research yesterday. When we sign into the Google Ads platform here, there's tools and settings here. So we click tools and settings. We went to keyword planner. We clicked on keyword planner, and then it's opened that. Let me click this on a new tab. We clicked on keyword planner, and then it's opened this page where we were able to use this discover new keyword to check keywords that we can use on our ads. So those keywords are the things you'll now be using to create ads for the Google search platform. So to create a new campaign, when you sign in, you should see a dashboard like this. There's the big button here, create new campaign. Because if you don't create any campaign, then you cannot even do anything on this platform. So first thing is to create a new campaign. All right, if you remember when we tried setting up the account, we got to this page. They're trying to ask about our campaign objective, whether we want to focus on sales leads, website traffic, product and brand consideration, brand awareness, and reach, app promotion, and then or to create a campaign without a goal guidance. So as professionals, we will be using this campaign without a goal guidance. So I'll click this now. All right, so after clicking on that campaign without a goal guidance, it takes us to this, it shows this little window here that talks about the campaign type. So what's the focus of your campaign? Do you want to advertise on the Google search platform, or is it Google display? Is it shopping to promote your products with shopping ads, or you want to advertise videos on YouTube, or it's an app, so you want to drive app promotion across Google's networks, or smarts, that's to reach your business goals with automated ads on Google and across the web. Really, all these things here, search, display, Gmail, YouTube ads. This is where you select what I need to upload. Okay, this is where you select which of those which of those options you want to go for. So like we want to do Google search now. That means you'll click on this Google search. It says create text or call ads. I think somebody asked a question about call ads. This is where it's done. So create text or call ads that show near search results on google.com, on Google search partners sites, and more. And then display, shopping, and all that. So we want to focus on Google search now. So I'm clicking Google search. All right. Now, next thing, this page pops up. Select the results you want to get from this campaign. So do you want to focus on website visits, or do you want to focus on phone calls or app downloads? So app downloads, that means Google will be trying to, like your ads will be trying to promote your app. That means if you have like an app on the App Store, maybe Play Store or iOS Store, then you can. This is the option to select if that's what you want to, if that's what you want to focus on. So, and also you can select multiple options. So you can say I want to focus on website visits, and at the same time focus on calls. So if you select calls, then you can set the country. So we have like Nigeria here, and then you can enter the phone number. Else, you just do website and you input your website address here. So for this course, I'll focus on website. You can explore this phone course. It's very similar. So we have our website here. It's asking what website we want to advertise. So we have dmlen.mogidi.com. I think it's totally fine if you want to add www. or you want to add HTTPS and all this, but I'll just leave it like this and let's see if it goes. Okay. So with this, we've defined this, that we want to create a campaign without any goals guidance, because we are professionals. We want to set it up ourselves, and we've selected a campaign type here that we want to focus on Google search. Then down here, we've selected the results, right, that we want to drive traffic to our website. So, and this is the website address. So let's click continue. All right. This is actually very huge, a lot of things here, but you go through it one by one. This is the search that we earlier selected. So if at any point you change your mind, maybe you want to focus on display ads, then you can click that. It will cancel everything, take you back to that page to go select a new one. But we are safe here, so let's stay here. Next thing is the campaign name. So you want to name your campaign, and the reason is, it may not matter much if you're running a very small campaign. So if you're running campaign of maybe just one company and you're not doing too much, you're just trying to get people to visit your site, then this may not matter so much. But when you work, maybe you have like a digital marketing agency where you have one account that you use to manage campaigns for different companies, then you want to name those campaigns, to give them names that you will understand, that okay, this is the campaign for this company, or this is a campaign for that. And same thing again, if remember one campaign like this campaign we created now is for search. So if we are doing another campaign for maybe to focus on display ads, or maybe Gmail ads or YouTube ads, then you want to name it something else, so that when you open it, you will know which one is which. So for now, we can just leave this at this. So let's just say search one, or I think I should just give it a name. I mean, it's fine. Let me just leave it like that. But it's not nice to leave it like this. It's just for the sake of this class. The next thing is networks. Remember, Facebook showed us their own network. So Facebook, they have like their own Facebook network as well, where they can show your ads to people there. Same thing, I think LinkedIn also has their own network. When we tried setting up a LinkedIn ads, we saw that. Now Google also has Google network, of course, because Google is even the biggest. So they also have their own network where they can show your ads to people. But it's fine if you want to leave it or not. But this is totally left for you, right? You can, if you want to just focus on people who come on Google to search something, then you'll want to go with only this option. But if you want Google to show your ads to people maybe everywhere, then you can leave this selected as well. And I think it's just logical, right? Assuming you are creating an ad that targets people who are searching for a particular keyword, then definitely those people are using the search network. The search network is the Google network. That's on the search result. I already showed you how ads are displayed on the search result. The first display your ads up there, and then other ads down. So if you select this, then this means that when somebody comes on Google, and searches for something that matches the keyword I'm providing to Google, then Google will show my ads to those people. But this display network, you can see this is like a different website entirely that Google will also try to feature your ads there. You can see there. But this means that this person is not using the Google search network to search for anything. They're just showing your ads there. So you may want to check if you want to leave it or not. But mostly I don't use it. And they say don't miss the opportunity to reach more people across 3 million sites and apps. Obviously, they will try to give you reasons to select that just so you spend more money. But it's totally left for you if you want to enable it or not. So let's go to show more settings here to see what's there. All right, this means start and end it. So let's click. So when do you want this campaign to start? Today is 15th. So let's say I want the campaign to start today. End it. The same thing still applies for, if you remember, I think you should be familiar with all these stuff now, that all the campaign networks will always try to get you to set when you want to start the campaign, or when you want to start the campaign and when you want to end it. So this means I can, if I don't want the campaign to start this day, then I can select a different date. So that means I can create a campaign that maybe will start in a month's time, and get Google to do all the approval after their review and everything, and then I'll just leave it there. Then when it gets to that time, it will start running. And you can set when you want your campaign to end. But for now, let's leave it at none. And again, if you leave it at none, it means your campaign will run continuously until you come and say, Google, I don't want this ad to run again. So maybe you just come and pause. Campaign URL options. Let's see. We have the URL thing tracking here, so we will ignore that for now, but it's actually a nice feature. And then sorry, I'm not sure what's wrong with my voice. And then we have dynamic search ad settings. Excuse me. Dynamic search ad settings. So this target relevant searches automatically based on your website. Then use headlines automatically customized to people's actual searches. So this means let's see what happens here. You should enter the root part of your website address, such as example.com. Website domains typically ends with a dot followed by 2 to 3 letters, like .com or .jp. Domains like this are also accepted. So website domain lets Google Ads find individual pages, create ads for each of your pages, and match searches with this ad. So this means that if I enter any domain here, Google will use those pages and try to also create some additional ads, to display this. But mostly I don't use this feature. So you want to just leave it. Select a targeting audience, a targeting source. By default, we use the web page on this. So you can change the settings on the web page. So let's just leave this. All right. So the only thing I selected here is the start and the end date. Then we have, you can see they kind of group it. So we have the general settings here. The general settings is everything here. We have all this, and then down here now we have another setting, that's the targeting and audience. And this is where we get to define our audience and the location we are targeting. So by default, Google selects Nigeria, and it shows all countries if you want to advertise to all the countries or to enter another location here. And then there are some location options here, but before we get to location options, let's enter other locations. So for example, a country, city, region, or postal code. So you can, if maybe you want to target Ghana, then you can, same thing we saw on the other advertisement platforms. So maybe all this, you can select anyone and you can click target. Now Google has this nice feature here. If one is you can target. We already know the target. We can exclude these. So that's like if we have Nigeria and we want to exclude, if we have Nigeria and we want to exclude a particular state, then we can use the exclude feature here. Now the nearby, let's click to see what happens on nearby. So that means when you click on nearby, it shows places that are, places that are around that place. So you can maybe select. I think let's even use Nigeria that we can. That we can understand nearby. So that kind of shows target locations nearby Nigeria country. So Edo State, this is the, so if you want to maybe target any of this or to go down, to check all of this, then you can just do that. Else, I like to use the advanced search. And let me explain one thing here. So, so when you run an ad to target a place like this, most times, assuming if I run this ad to target Nigeria, then when I'm checking the results, Google will be showing me the general result of how the campaign is performing in Nigeria. It will show me only one country, only one location based on whatever, based on whatever selection I make here. So if I click Nigeria, I can only see the ad performance in Nigeria. I cannot see how my ad is doing in Lagos. I cannot see how it's doing in Abuja. Like you can still click the country to go check the cities, but it's not as defined as you setting it yourself, right? So what I do most times is I go to advanced search. Like I add, if I'm to create an ad that target the whole Nigeria, then I don't just write Nigeria. I try to split it into the 36 states and FCT, so that when I'm now checking my reporting, my ad reporting, I can get detailed data about how my ad is performing. I can see where I'm getting conversions from. I can see where maybe I'm just spending a lot of money there and there's no conversion. So maybe I want to exclude that place. So let's go to advanced search here. I think it was on was it on Facebook or LinkedIn that we saw a similar feature that they have the bulk location. They don't have the radius. It's only Google that has the radius, I think. So this means the location. So I can type like one location at a time. So let's say Lagos. So I can target Lagos here. I can target Abuja here. Let me target this one. Then I can target Uyo. I guess 73,000. That's very small, but it's fine. So I target these now, and you can, if at any point if you want to zoom in or zoom out, then you can use this feature here to see your selections. Here. So Lagos here, Uyo here. It's actually very small, and Abuja here. Now I can also do bulk locations, and this is the one I use mostly because because if I'm trying to add the whole 36 steps, then I won't sit down and start typing start naming all this one by one. So I like using the bulk locations here. So if I know all of them, and by the way, let me remove this now so I can try again. So if I know all of them, I can just do something like Lagos, maybe Abuja, and then let's say you can search. Like when I'm done adding this, I can search. And if you want to exclude any location within a country, I think within a country, then you can use this to restrict location, but it's fine. So let's search. And remember, it says enter one per line. So if if that means if I type Lagos and keep space and type Abuja, then and type Uyo again. Let me exclude all this. If I type Lagos, keep space, Abuja, keep space, Uyo, let's see what will happen. Google doesn't understand that, so you have to do one per line. It's written here. You don't have to cram. Just when you open here, location can be cities, all this. Enter one per line. So search. All right. So we got all this. And there's this nice trick I do. So most times, if I want to get all this, I just go to Google, search Nigerian states, and then copy all the 36 states, arrange them line by line, and then just click search. So instead of me having to check if I've omitted one or if I've included maybe more than one. But clicking the search doesn't mean it automatically includes all those locations here. It's still showing me the option here to target. So if I want to target all, then I can click here to target all. Or if I want to target specific locations, I can click all this, any one that I want. If I want to exclude, then I can exclude as well. So if assuming I'm targeting Nigeria and I'm excluding Abuja, for example, it means my ad will show everywhere except Abuja. That's excluding what it means. And there's this other thing here, the radius. So let's say my business is in Lagos, right? And I want people around the Lagos state to also buy, or maybe to also be able to buy from me. So that means if I'm running the business in Lagos, I can still deliver around here. But then, I mean, if I'm doing that, though, anyway, let me explain first. Then I'll show you what I'm trying to say. So if I'm doing that, it means I'll also be targeting people inside the water here, if there's anybody. Okay, so let me type Lagos, for example. Remember, I selected radius. The first one is the location. Location, you're just targeting people in that place. The radius is you're targeting people in Lagos. So I target Lagos here. And there is this here, so I can select whether radius. Radius is like the place around here. So while targeting Lagos, also target places that are within 20 miles, right? Whether you want to use miles or kilometers, you can set whatever works for you. This is editable as well. So if you want to do maybe just 5 miles here, then you can do that, and then you target this. All right, so targeted location, this is 5 miles around Lagos, and I'm using radius. So this now means that you can see it's targeting Lagos here. So it targets the whole of Lagos and also targets places around the water side. You can see this. So I think that of course will be not really waste of money, because of course there's nobody here that will even click on it, so it will not work. But I think let me use like Abuja, for example. Abuja is in the center, so that should work. And maybe let me try to do 30. So Abuja here, target. You can see while targeting Abuja, it's also targeting places around there. Right. Now that's the second one. And there's another one where you can also use the pin mode. So let me remove this and try the pin mode. So pin mode, this is and I think that's because I actually selected radius. So if I go out of here, the pin mode disappears. If I select radius, then I can also use the pin mode if I don't want to type the location here. So I can use the pin mode and maybe zoom out a little. Let's say I'm targeting people in Enugu. So I can drop this here. So I drop that in there, and it will, you see, it captures Enugu's coordinate on the map. and I can target that, so I can target people around there within 20 marks. So it's very broad. It's very broad. Like this is a full course on its own. Right, just try to play around it. You know where you are targeting. You know where people will want your business the most. When we get to Google Trends, I will still show how to use Google Trends to find out what people are searching for on Google. So the people searching for that business and their location. But for now, I'll just go with three locations: Lagos, enter Abuja, enter yeah, again. Save. All right, so we are now targeting. Let me go this. I mistakenly added this, so I don't want to target any Google. All right. There's a location options here. I think we've seen this before. People in or who show interest in your targeted location. This is highly recommended by Google. The second one is people in or regular in your targeted location, people searching for your targeted location. So this means if I select this, by default, Google selected this. This means that my ads will show to people who are in these locations, Abuja, Lagos, Uyo. And then it will also show to people who show interest in that location. So maybe there's somebody in Nasarawa, for example, that is actively searching for things in Abuja. Then it means my ad will start showing to that person. All right, my ad will start showing to that person if I go with this. So it's not only targeting people living in that location, it's also targeting people in other locations that are interested, that maybe have interest or are researching things in this my target location. So while the second one is people, I mean, the use case of this could be assuming you're running a business like Airbnb, right? Like Airbnb allows people to rent an apartment. So if you have a house, then you can put it on Airbnb will now be putting it something like a hotel. Then when people come, they can come stay there and they get to pay you. So if you want to target people that are in that location only, then it means that the person searching for an apartment must be in that location before you can get it. But most times, so assuming people who are going to Dubai, they want to stay in Nigeria and arrange all the accommodation, all the logistics and everything. So you want to that's the perfect use case of this, targeting people in that location and also people who have interest in that location. But uh, aside that, if assuming you're running like a local business where people maybe have to come to your store, so you're trying to advertise your store, then this will not work because people outside the place, there's no need showing your ad to them. Even if they are researching on things in that area, then I mean, they cannot even come there. So there's no need even wasting time showing ads to them. So you want to check whatever works best for you. This one is to target people that are in that location. This one is to target only people that are searching for that location. So this means if my business is in Lagos and I use this option, it means it will not show to people in Lagos. It will only show to people in maybe other states that are searching for things in Lagos. So you go ahead with whatever works for you. I most times I use people in my target location. And then if you want to exclude, so exclude people in your excluded location, and or you want to exclude people in or who show interest in this. Now this will not work because I've not excluded any region, but I think let me try one. Let me try to exclude Ikeja here. Exclude. All right, I think this is actually a perfect example. So this means my ads will show to people, everyone in Lagos, but it will not show to people in Ikeja. So I've excluded Ikeja, but the whole of Lagos still stands. So this means that's the only time this option will work. If you've excluded any place, any location in your uh, in your in your search, in your location selections here. So that's when this will work. You can go ahead and select whatever works. And then language, I think this one is obvious, so you should know this. You can search any language here. I'm not sure why I keep getting all this recommendation. But once you just type this, you can see, yeah, list of the drop down. So you select whatever works for you, and then they will try to recommend. I'm not sure why Google likes recommending Chinese tradition. Like most times when I'm trying to run ads, they keep recommending this. I'm not sure why, or I don't know if it's only me. Now, we're done with location, we're done with languages. Let's go to audience. So select audiences to add to your campaign. You can create new audiences in Audience Manager. Remember the way I came back to show you audience insight on Facebook? It's the same thing here. So, and even that's even the concept of remarketing, where you kind of group audiences based on maybe people who have previously interacted with your website or your app or whatever you're advertising. And then you use the audience manager to set up the audiences. If you set it up, then you can see it here. But for now, we don't have any audience, so we can see how to create our own audience here. You see previously selected audiences. Here, you search to start looking for an audience. So let's say we're advertising like a fashion thing. So I just type fashion. All right. So with this now, you can see maybe what they are actively searching or planning. So this means that the people here, about 14 results here, are people who are actively searching, people who are actively researching or planning, you know, something in this category, like the bridal wears, um, the women apparel, the formal wears, and all that. And when you hover here, you can also see the size, right? You can see the audience size, what it's like. So this means that I can get about 10 million to 50 million estimates based on my previous selection, based on Nigeria, English, and all types. People interested in purchasing formal wears worn by the bridal part. So if you are doing like a bridal thing, then you may want to select that. Or you just go ahead. This is one category. You can click here to collapse to see the next one. What their interests and habits are. So you can see people who maybe this one now has to do with what they are researching or planning, while this one has to do with their interests. Google knows how they know the things you follow, they know the things you like. So they kind of try to group you into a particular audience. So if the person is a luxury shopper, then so maybe if you are selling like luxury items, then you may want to select this fashionista, all this. It's actually very large. Let's say my business is I don't know, let's try maybe digital marketing, if you can see anything like that. All right, so you can see all this, a whole lot, and then you just select, you pick whatever works for you. And I think I should actually sorry, mistakenly scroll too much. So I think I can actually pick some so you see what it looks like. Let's go back to the fashion. Maybe African, yes. Let's see if we can get something like that. Okay. They don't have African fashion. Let's see. Nothing. Okay, so I guess they want it to be very broad so they can get a lot of, options for you. So let's select formal wears, women apparel, suits and business attire, and leave it. So you can see as I'm selecting, it's adding them here. So I can see the options here. Now, based on my selection here, it also gives me some other ideas here. So you can run through this to see all those luxury shoppers, bridal wears, and everything. And then, interestingly, there's also the the browse here, right? So in case you don't have anyone, then you can use the browse to get started. Who they are. If you remember when we did the demographics, then it's around here. So who they are, detailed demographics. So if I click here, you can see parental status. If maybe the person is a parent, yes. If the person has maybe like children of about 0 to 1 years, toddlers, preschoolers, all these. So you can see all this. You see how much data Google has about everybody. So they know when you have a baby, and they even know when you're planning marriage. So marital status, if the person is single or married, education. You can just select these. I'm not going to select all this. It's just to show you that all these options exist. And then maybe this is for college students. Then you can go here. It's kind of tries to collapse every time I click. Not sure why that collapses, but let me go back to who they are again. Okay, I think we've seen all this. All right. So homeowners, if you are advertising like a real estate business that targets people who are looking for apartments, like renters. This doesn't mean the person is actually looking for apartment. This one may mean the person is staying in a rented apartment. So if you're targeting those people, then maybe that could be like if it's a real estate business that you're trying to tell people to become a landlord in 30 days. I don't know, maybe become a landlord for as low as 1 million there. So those may be the people you want to target. If you are running a business to help people get like to help landlords to get tenants, then maybe this may be the ones you want to target. And then education, then let me try if I can. Okay, so you can see all of this: high school, bachelor's degree, advanced degree. Let's go back to, so we have the affinity category here, what their interests and habits are. So you can see there's a whole lot of things here. Let's do beauty and wellness. So you can see all these lifestyle and hobbies. Like there's a whole lot of things, just the way we saw it on the Facebook interest thing. And then there's the in market here, what they are actively researching. And this is very, very important, right? Because it helps you to ensure that even if, so it's one thing for these people to search for something using your keywords, right? Whatever keywords you ask Google to use to show your art. It's one thing. And the next one is that while you're showing my art to these people, ensure that these people fall in this category, or they must belong to this audience. There must be people who like buying online. So I won't want to spend my money on people who will just click, open the site, and a lot of people, when they want to, assuming you want to buy a phone, first thing you open, you go to Jumia, you go check the phone, you check the specifications and all that, and then you close it, you go to the shop to buy. So that means that person has never bought something online before. Google has all this data. So they can use that to show you that, no, don't even bother showing your art to this person. He will not buy. He will just do research and go. You can see employment. So let's see what's here. So there's like people who are employed in all this food. Let me click here. Baked these and all this. Let's go back a little, and then how they have interacted with your business. This is the remarketing part, right? This is the remarketing part, but of course we're not doing remarketing now, so let's just leave it for now. When we get to the remarketing, I'll show you how to set up all those audiences, and then.
Sorry, I think somebody is calling you.
Yeah. Then we have the combined audiences here. Let's see what happens there. You can click here to create a new combined audience that you can use later. Similar to the kind of audience you already created on Facebook, where you can define the audience name, and then maybe set the audience that matches one or two things. So let's just leave this for now. And it's actually a very nice feature worth exploring. Right. So let's cancel this. All right. So with that, we've been able to, there's a whole lot here. I'm just showing you, I'm just showing you so you know what, all these things exist. Obviously, it varies, it varies based on the industry or based on whatever you're advertising. Then audience targeting settings for this ad group. Targeting, formerly target and bid. So this means to narrow your reach to your to narrow the reach of your campaign to the selected audiences with the option to adjust the bids. And then observation, don't narrow the reach of your campaign with the option to adjust the bids on the selected audience. So this means if I go ahead with this one that Google recommends, it means they will use this audience, but they will still not narrow my reach to this audience. And then if I go ahead with this, they will limit the display of my ads to the people in this audience I just created. And what's the essence of spending so much time setting up all this when at the end you allow Google not to use it? So Google again will always recommend things that will try to make you spend a lot of money. So let's just use this. So down again to budget and bidding. So down here, define how much you want to spend and how you want to spend it. Remember when I created the ad accounts, like when we created the account, we used Naira. So that's why we're having the Naira here. So enter the average you want to spend each day. This is your daily budget. So let's say I want to spend like 200K daily. So let's say I want to spend like 200K daily, then you put this. So it means if your ad runs for 5 days, you're spending 1 million Naira. And then there's the bidding here. Remember when I explained that this thing is like you are bidding for that space, because so many companies are, so many companies are also bidding. So many companies are trying to feature their ads there, right? And so it's now about the highest bidder, who bids the highest, while still trying to control your spending so you don't spend too much money. So this means that if I'm bidding, like if I'm bidding about, let's say, and if I'm bidding like 20 Naira for a click, and someone else is bidding 100 Naira for a click, Google will prioritize those people bidding 100 Naira, and they may push my own ads to somewhere down that people may not even see. So you want to play around with it to see what works. So this campaign will use the maximum clicks bid strategy to help you get the most clicks. Let's see what happens if you click here. Set a maximum cost per click bid limit. So this means if I set maybe like 13 error, it means for each click, Google. Remember, the Google search is a PPC, that's pay per click. That's PPC, pay per click. So it means if someone don't click on my ad, I'll never spend money. Google will never charge me. So I'm now saying, Google, for each click on the site, I want to spend 30 Naira. For each click on my ad, rather, I want to spend 30 Naira. Again, I've just explained that Google will always prioritize those with the highest amount. So maybe you want to uncheck this first to see how much money. I mean, when we even did the keyword research, we saw how much we could bid on each of the keywords, because some keywords are actually very expensive. And when we get into the Google Ads accounts after creating the campaign, you'll see that some keywords are actually expensive. So you may want to leave it for maybe the first time, maybe 1 day, 2 days, to see how much Google tries to charge you, and then you begin to see if you can control it to spend less money. What do you want to focus on? So if you want to focus on clicks or impression share, obviously we want to focus on clicks. So clicks are when someone clicks on your ads. Impression, percentage of impressions that your ads receive compared to the number of impressions that your ads could get. So let's leave it at clicks. If you want to change your to select a bid strategy directly, then you can click here, and then it changes. It now shows a lot of things here. Now, I'll try to explain as much as possible. This is cost per acquisition, right? And this means that you are setting your bid to pay more attention on conversions, right? So you're paying more attention on conversions later on. I think later on I may still show how to set up the whole conversion thing on Google. But for now, we don't have the entire conversion thing set up, so it may not matter much, and we may not even get good results. So this cost per acquisition, that's you setting what you want to focus on. And then we have the return on ad spends. So this is it sets bid to help you get the most conversion value while maintaining your target return on ad spends. That's the return on ad spends is like like the amount you want to spend on the ad, right? So Google tries to get you the highest conversion while maintaining that your return on ad spend, that ROAS, while trying not to go above that. And then we have the maximize clicks. Google sets a bid to help you get the most clicks within your budget. So Google, so like you, I mean, it's not Google that will set that for you, of course you can control it here. So you set your own bid that will help you to get the highest click. This is to get highest conversion. Again, we've not created conversion yet, so that may not really matter. Same thing with conversion value and impressions share. And then this is the manual CPC, the one we saw before. So most times I do use this maximize click. So let's leave it at maximize click. And then you can set the maximum this thing here again. So let's do this. If you click here again, it takes you back to the way it was before we click and got back here. So you can just leave that. Let's see what's here in more settings. Conversion, we are not tracking any conversion because of course we've not set anything yet. If you want to, then there's the option here. Let's right click and see what happens. But we are not going to set it now, just so you know that you can also set Google Ads to track conversion, because what's the essence of spending a lot of money when you don't know? Like Google is so very detailed that even on each of the keywords you create, right, you can see which keywords gives you more conversion. So you know which one is working and which one is not working. So if you have some keywords that you're spending a lot of money on and it's not yielding maximum result, then maybe you may want to remove that and know that, okay, this one is not working. Same thing with location and all these audiences. You can see all that. So this is where you create conversion on Google. I guess we will get to that later. And then you can also schedule your ads. If you want your ad to show all days, or you want it to show Monday to Fridays, Saturday to Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, all this. So let's see. If I set Monday, it means my ad will only show on Mondays. Then I can set the time. And I can set the time of the day. It's all the time from 00 to about 11. I think 11:50 something or 30 something. Yeah, 11:45. And then same thing here. So you can set to. So that means, and what I do most times is I let my ad run all days, right? And then I begin to study, because you can still see what time of the day you get the most conversion from. You get the highest clicks and all that. So most times I just leave my ads to run all day, and then when I now see what time of the day works best, I now know how to edit my ads. So you can, if you want to, assuming you want to do like Monday and Tuesday, then I can select Monday, set let's say show my ads from let's say from 10 a.m. to maybe like 5. I think 5 should be 17. Yeah, so from 10 a.m. to 5, and then I can add another one if I want to. Yeah, but I'll just leave it at all day. Yeah. Ad rotation. If you want Google to, if you want to show ads that are expected to get more clicks or conversions, recommended for most advertisers. So when we start creating ads, so we can create different ads inside this. Remember when on Facebook we created the campaign, we created ad sets, and then we created ads. It's the same thing on Google campaign. Remember I explained that Google, they don't call it ad set, they call it ad groups. So ad groups and then the ads. So this means if we have different ads, Google, and you select these optimize, it means Google will try to pick the best performing ads and show it most. These ones are not supported. If you don't want them to optimize, then you can use this, but it's nice to leave it like that. Ad extension, it says get up to 15% higher click-through rate. Click-through rate is the rate of people who see your ads to the rate of people who click on it. So if I have 1,000 people see my ads and 5 people click on it, when I calculate the percentage, that percentage there is the rate of is my click-through rate. So it means that if I use any of this, then it increases my chances of getting higher clicks by 15%. So we can see site extension, site link extension, we can see the call out extension, we can see the call extension and other extensions. We can just explore a few of them. Let's see what the site link extension looks like. So here there's nothing here, no site link extension, but let's click new site link extension here. So let me see if I can show you an example of this. Web hosting Nigeria. Let me refresh again. Oh, there's no ads showing here. Maybe Google know that. I don't know. Let me try by foot. I'm not getting any ads by phone online. I'm not sure why they are not showing any ads here. But if they show some ads, then you could see things like after the ads here, like after the ads message, then you'll see a little message here, like still part of the ads, but it's kind of I just wish I'm able to get one. Let's see. Site link. I think site link extension. Let me just get you an image to show what it looks like. All right. So you can see something like this. Let me go on images. All right. You can see something like this. This is the main ads with the message and all that, and then you can see an additional thing here. So like killing maybe like 4 birds with one stone, right? So we have different messages here. This means I can create one. This is the main ads, and then these other side links can be here, down here, linking to different pages on my website, different pages on my website, different pages. And when people see this, it kind of gives a lot more information about the ads. Same thing here also. If you do see things like this, you can see watch the demo portfolio of Jira, start your free trial pricing. So you can see when you see some ads, you can see things like that. I'm not sure why Google is not showing me ads now. So that means if I type the site link text here and then add a description and final URL, then it will show like this. It's a very nice feature that gets very good clicks. Because imagine if you are seeing only basic ads and then you now see other ones that have more details like this. So you may want to, if your interest is not on this, your interest may be on this or this or this or this, any of that, and then Google will try to optimize it to show what works best. You can add site link, URL, and all that. It's actually a very nice feature. So let me cancel that and collapse this. You can also see the call out extension here. Let's do it. You can call out. Sorry, I just have to use Google to actually show some of these things since it's not showing for me. So you can see the call out extension here, what it looks like. This means that if I'm running an ads, and I add some call out extension. So assuming maybe I'm running an ad that says, let's say I'm running like an ad that promotes for example, maybe an ad that promotes bridal shower things, so I can say, okay, I can use this call out extension to maybe give some more details about it, give some more details about what my company is into. Okay, this is a very good example. So you can say, see, 35 plus years experience, family owned, and all these, so different things, just a way to try to get people. You can see this is a very good example. So over 400 million images. So imagine I'm searching for images and I'm getting these ads. Over 400 million images, easy licensing, images, video, and music, and then simple pricing. So with this now, without the person even opening, they see like very good details about the company, what it's into, and it kind of tries to get them to, okay, let me even try this. So that means I can get, that means their pricing is actually very simple, or they have a very good or very long years of experience. You can add more if you want to, or click more options. It's a very nice picture as well, and that's why they said that it can get you up to 15% higher click-through rate, and this is actually very 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 true, because when you end up adding all those information that gets people to, that gets people to get more details about your ads without even clicking it, then it kind of makes you stand out from those that have not uh, added it. And the good thing is that, the extension is free, so you're not paying any extra money for that. There's a call extension as well if you want to add phone number to your ad. Let me also show you what that looks like. You can see when the ads, this is, let me get a good example. If they are viewing with phone, you can see the button here, call. So this is, if they tap here, it takes them to the phone dialer where they can call this number. Same thing here, you can see the call here. So if they're using like system, then they will see the phone number somewhere at the right, or anyhow. See, another very good example. This is one campaign that is using almost everything we are talking about here. This one uses the site link extension. See the site link extension here. You can see the call extension here, and then you can see the call out extension here. This is the live chat 247 support retail stores. So this means that this company, from just looking at these ads here, you get to see that they have live chats, they have support. So even if maybe you are concerned about getting active support, like support is very important. So getting timely support and all that, then you know that, okay, I think this guy's business makes sense. There's also the location extension. Let's see. You can add more. So there's a lot. See the location extension. There's a price, promotion if you're doing some promotion, or if there's a message, lead, app, structure, snippet. It's actually very nice. You can pick any of these, go on Google, search to see what it looks like, and then it will help you to know which one to use. And again, it increases your click-through rate by 15% at no extra cost. So, wow, we've used about 1 hour to cover only this one page, but I think it's nice also you understand everything happening here. So let's save and continue. If everything is okay, it should take us to the ad groups. So let's see. All right, we are done with the campaign. We've created our campaigns, and now we want to create ad groups. We can have different ad groups in one campaign, and then we can have different ads in one ad group, right? The same thing, we've seen this before. So ad group type, let's see what this is. Ad group type determines the kind of ads and targeting option you can have within your ad group. Standard means text ads written by you that serve based on the keywords you select. And then dynamic means text ad that use your website content. So this means if we use standard, then we are the ones controlling everything. If we use dynamic, Google will try to fetch our website contents, and then they'll try to use that to create some text that they will use to advertise our ad. An ad group contains contains one or more ads and a set of relevant ads. And if at any point again you don't know what this means, then you can see all this. All right, so let's see. If you remember the keyword, we touched the keyword yesterday. This is the part for the keyword, right? If you remember ad set on Facebook, ad set was where we defined our audience, we created everything. Now keyword is where the ad group on Google is where we set our keyword, we set the campaign type, obviously dynamic. Standard. I've not used the dynamic before. I'm not sure if I'll use it, but I think Google algorithm is very good. So you can see from here, it already fetches all the details about my website. And it knows that website is about digital marketing, online marketing website, this. And so it shows some, it shows some keywords that we can use. So if assuming I want to use this keyword, then I can click here. Clicking here adds that keyword here. If I want to do this also, maybe I can click here. So that's like one per line. Let's see if, okay, see, one word or phrase per line. So one per line, one per line. So let's undo this. So we can add any of these selections, and they're doing this based on, remember when we created the campaign, we added our website link. So Google uses that to know what the business is all about. And if you don't have a website, or if you're even advertising on Google, you should have a website. But if you don't have, then you can enter the name of the product or service here. Google will try to use that to get you some ideas. You can also click here to add all the ideas. If you don't want to add them one by one, then you just click one button and everything will add. And as it's added, they've created some more that you may want to check. You can have as many keywords as possible. So you can still click this. You can see I've added a lot more. They're still bringing more. So I'm still clicking. And you can see on the right here, Google shows the average clicks per day that I can get. And then it shows the average CPC, the average cost per click. CPC means cost per click, and the cost per day, right? The amount I may end up spending. So that means if you multiply this by this, then you may end up with this. That's for this very ad group. So let me see. So now these are the keywords. So this means, again, I already explained what keywords mean. This means that when somebody comes on Google and searches anything related to this keyword here, maybe digital marketing, online marketing, website design, internet marketing, any of these, then Google show our ads to these people. And this also means that, since we are using, so assuming I want to create, because you won't want to mix things up. So imagine someone is searching something about digital marketing and you are showing them ads about web design. That doesn't make sense, right? Really doesn't make sense. So that's why you kind of need different ad groups to separate things, to keep things separate. So I can create one ad group for marketing related keywords. So I have all keywords about marketing here. Maybe I want, if it's like a marketing agency, so maybe I want to do to teach people. If maybe I want to run campaigns for people, and so I'll want to use all the marketing keywords here. And then when I create my ads will only focus on on the digital marketing part, right? It will only focus on the marketing part. So that means for Google to show my ads about digital marketing, it means the person only searched for digital marketing. So it means you will not want to mix up things that are not related. All this web marketing. Oh, okay, I think web marketing is okay. Web design agency. So you may not want to add all this, just so you can focus, so that somebody doesn't search web design and you end up showing them something else, e-marketing and all that. So I'll not go through all this, but I hope you understand. And then down here we have some match types. We have match types help control your searches. Control which searches can trigger your ads. So let's try something. First, if you want to know what this means, then you can just click here. You can click here and it will show you a little description to explain what all this means. So let me see, if you scroll down, yeah, you can see the broad match here. Remember the negative keywords we already talked about. So let's see, broad match. So this means that it's a default match type that all your keywords are assigned. And @mention searches that includes misspellings, synonyms, related searches, and other relevant variations. So this means that if I'll just use this tool for example. Um, this means that if I use broad match, this is broad match here, and I'll also show how to use broad match. It means that if I use broad match, then Google will also show my ads, even if somebody misspells the thing, right? So if there's like a misspellings or like a synonym, so that's like if I use broad match, let me come down a little. If I use broad match and somebody wanted to type digital, you know how you type something on Google and they will suggest what you actually wanted to type. So somebody wanted to type digital and mistakenly wrote something like this. It means my art will still show to them. And by the way to create broad match is to add, you can see the message here, is to add these two quotes here, right? So we have the quotation sign here. Let me see. So I add this and then I add this. So this means that this is a broad match keyword. Keyword broad match and then phrase match. So this means that if you add this, so if I add this and this, then someone who misspells something, Google will still show my ads. Same thing if the person uses synonyms. So maybe instead of digital, let's say the person says online marketing, it means my ads will still show to that person. So you can read this to understand that. And then let's go down a little. We have the broad match modifier. So it's similar to the broad match, except that the broad match modifier option only shows up in searches that includes the words with a plus sign in front of them, right? So this means that, of course, we already know this is the broad match. This means if I remove this, right? If I remove this and then maybe I have a long keyword, something like, maybe I want to, let's assume I want to learn, now I want a digital marketing expert. Yeah. So this means that if I'm not using the broad match and I use this broad match modifier, then someone must, whatever the person is typing, the word with the plus here must appear in that search before my ads show. So this means if I do something like I want a digital marketing expert, I can say something like plus here and then add another plus here. So this means whatever the person is typing, if plus digital, if digital and experts don't appear, then my ads will never show to that person. Right. So whatever you're typing, if digital and marketing don't appear there, my ads will never show. That's what this means. Or close variations of the plus terms. So maybe like close variations also. Maybe like I want a digital marketing guru, I guess. So I think the ads will show also. But if it stops here, if someone comes and searches for I want a digital marketing or a digital marketer, I think then my ads will not show because it's also expecting this plus to appear there, this expert to appear there. And then the next one is remember we've just talked about the broad match. The next one is the phrase match. It says ads may show on searches that match a phrase or close variation of that phrase, which may include additional words before or after. So ads won't show, however, if a word is added to the middle of the phrase that contains the meaning of the phrase. A phrase match is designated with quotation marks. I think it was the broad match we just did now. Let me see. Broad match here, and then there's the first match here. Let me see. This is broad, this is first, and this is exact. Okay, let me just explain this first. So this means that if we have like if we have digital here, right? Maybe somebody comes and searches for maybe I want a digital maybe for whatever reasons add something else in between, then it means the art will not show to that person, right? It means the art will not show to that person. And Google says here that the way to do the first match here is to use both quotation, but that's what we actually used here on the broad match. So that's what I'm trying to check here. I'll find out. Yeah, and then lastly we have the exact match. So ads may show on searches that match the exact terms or are close variations of that exact term. So close variation includes searches for keywords with the same spellings as the exact match, regardless of spellings or grammar differences between the query and the keyword. So exact match is designated with this. So exact match is designated with this square bracket here. Right, so this means that again, this means that close variants includes searches for keywords with that's the exact match. Yeah, includes searches for keywords with the same meaning as the exact keyword. So no matter what they search, if the keywords don't have the exact meaning, then the art will never show. It's keyword research and all that is actually very broad, but at the end, that's what will help you focus on showing your art to to the right people, to the right audience, and you reduce spending a lot, because when you end up maybe running ads for a very large campaign, for a very large company, you're spending a lot of money, maybe up to like 1 million in a month or in like a week or so, then you obviously get a lot of search results because people are actively searching for things on Google every single time. So you want to define your keywords to be sure that it's to be sure that it only shows ads when people click on whatever you want them to click on. So I'll just leave digital marketing and online marketing here. Those are just the two. I'll keep them very simple. I'm not using the plus. I'm not using the quotes, and I'm not using the square bracket. So with these, we are done. If you want to create, remember I told you you can create a different ad group. So if you want to create a different ad group, then you can click here to create a different ad group. Maybe this is for online marketing. I want to create another one for web design. Then I can use this one to create the keywords for that. So let me close this. With this, we are done with the ad group. So we'll go on to the ads. And like a typical example of this would be, let's use Jumia for example. So if I'm to run a campaign for Jumia, then I can create one campaign. Then inside maybe health and beauty, inside health and beauty, I can create an ad group for oral care. Create ad group for oral care where I begin to put keywords about everything oral. Everything that has to do with the oral care or wellness and relaxation and all this. So and then when I use those keywords, I can now create ads that target each of these, maybe fragrances or wellness and relaxation and all this. So AdWords kind of used to split things up to be sure that you focus on one thing at a time. You try to be specific. At this point, you're thinking as a user. You're putting yourself in the user's shoe. You're thinking, if a user comes on Google to search, what are they coming to search for? Sometimes it can take up to like 1 month, like 2 months to structure the ads first before you even go to run it. So if you're running for a very large company, then you will spend a lot of time setting up all that, and at the end it saves you because you will spend less money and you achieve more. So I'll just leave the ad group now and get to the actual ad creation. Let me close this. Let me shift this here. So here we want to create the ads. You can see In progress, pending. Okay, let's see. So this is the default. Remember, we created only one ad. We have one campaign here, and we have one ad group. That's why there's no option to select other ones. And we have just two keywords, so it's showing here. So this is my like it's getting this data from the ad groups we just created now. And then remember, this is a text ads. So we have in progress here. Actually, I've not seen this pending before, but I will try to explore it, I guess, in the course of this. So let's set it up. So text ads, remember, it's Google. Google doesn't show. Google doesn't show. That's on the Google search. They don't show display. They don't show banners and other things. So you just focus on text. There's a text ad. So let's see. This is the ad preview, what your ads will look like down here. Remember, on all the platforms, we do see what the ads will look like. So this is the mobile view, and this is the desktop view. So we can begin to structure this. So let's say I'm creating an ad for digital marketing, for a digital marketing agency, I guess. You want to use, Google allows you to create up to 3 headlines. Up to 3 headlines that will catch the user's attention. So you want to use something very simple. That let's see what this means. Okay, so they're expecting HTTPS. This says to ensure that your customers' information is protected, use HTTPS whenever possible. HTTPS, of course, this is HTTPS because it's secured. And our website is HTTPS as well. So I will add HTTPS : / here, and that disappears. So now let's go on to the ad creative itself. So let's say just something that will catch people's attention here, like because remember, you are bidding for that space. There's a whole lot of people, bidding for that space as well. So you're trying to stand out as much as possible. So let's say once a digital, I guess let me use need a digital marketing. Okay, so now we have to start playing with the text to to fit in here, because we have 30 character limits. I don't know, maybe for now I'll just remove it. Doesn't sound good, but it's good to explain this. So digital marketing experts, maybe add question mark, so that's like a question mark. So this is like somebody coming on Google to search digital marketing, or maybe I want a digital marketing, and then your ad pops up, need a digital marketing expert. So this directly hits the person, because this is what the person wants. That's why it makes sense to split things up to create different ad groups with different keywords and then create your ad. So need a digital marketing expert. Then I don't know, maybe I'll just use something like search no more. Not a good example, but just so you see, maybe search no more. We are experienced. We are professionals. Yeah, so just create whatever works for you that will catch people's attention and make you stand out. I'm just using that for example. And then display path. This is like so I have my I have my URL here. Let's see. Services. You can see what this looks like. So this kind of means, oh, okay, it's more than this, but at least marketing. Okay. So this means that it doesn't mean that it will take someone to this site, dmlearn.mogedi.com/services/marketing. What if it doesn't exist? It will take people to this final URL I created here. And then maybe if I add some URL options here, then it will use that. But what happens here is that using these things now, this display path, and of course the display path is actually optional. It also allows people to maybe see um, like like detailed path, on what the website looks like. So if someone sees this, even without this, then they will know that, okay, oh, these people offer marketing services. So there's the services part, there's the marketing. It's completely left for you. I'll remove it. It's just to show you. So I'll leave it simple like that. So description. I think we have that our description on Facebook. Did I copy it? I need a web posting in Nigeria. Okay, I didn't copy it, but you can just use something to try. Now, when you're creating this, focus on what you are telling the person. Focus on solving a problem to the customer, solving a problem to the user. Don't focus on telling them about what you do. Is somebody trying to say something? All right. So when creating this, focus on what you can do to help the person, because the person coming is not coming to know what your company looks like, what your staff strength is like, and all that. They are coming to get a service, that maybe helps them to achieve one or two things. So you want to focus on what you can do for them. So let's say we can help you. I don't know. Probably not very good, but because I'm not thinking very fast now, but just trying to set up something. We can help you set up campaigns that increases your that increases income by maybe by 500%. You may want to promise what you can do, Sha. Yeah, so but actually a very good example. And then it also allows you to, so aside this one is optional. You can still add the second one. Um with, I don't know, maybe with little amounts you can achieve more. Not very good, but just to show you what this looks like. As you're typing, you're seeing what it looks like here. And you can switch. Remember, had it been recreated the side links, then we would see all those side links here. So again, you can toggle between mobile and desktop. Then when you are done with this, you can create as many ads as possible. And the concept is, if someone sees this and doesn't like this one, doesn't like this ad, maybe this ad is not very good, then you may want to show another ad. Google, remember when Google said they can optimize the ad to show the best performing ads, so Google can use all those different ads you've created to show them to users and try to get users to click on it as much as possible. Because of course Google, they only make money when people click on it, so they try to get people to click on the ads as much as possible. And Google don't scam people, so they will not tell you that people clicked on it when nobody clicked. Now when you're done with this, if you want to create a new ad, then you can just say done, and then you create a new one, or you just save and then you go to confirmation. There's the URL options again, but we will just skip that. But you can just click to see what it looks like. That it's just for the URL, campaign tracking, where you get to add different parameters, and then you get to use Google Analytics to track all these, to kind of know from which campaign did this person come from. But let's leave that for now. So you can, again, if you want to save this and create a new one, then you can just click this. You've created one ad here. You can create the second one. Okay, so this is actually what this thing means. So we are done with this. We can create the second one, and then when we create it, so kind of people searching now. This means when people search any of those keywords that we created here, then Google show our ads we've created. You can create as many ads. Let's even check. You can create as many ads as possible. How many ad groups per campaign? You see, you can create up to 20,000 ad groups per campaign. Now let's see how many ads per ad group. Okay, so you can create like 3 ads per ad group, like create 3 or more actually create 3 or more ads per ad group. So you can create more. How many ad groups? Let's see if I can get the exact number. I know you can create many ad groups. I'll probably check. So Google actually says you can create more. So 3 or more. And with that, let's cancel this. So we don't want this anymore. If you want to create a new ad, this is a responsive ad that Google gets to do it yourself, to do it for you. And then if you want to delete or you want to edit at any point, you can use this. If you want to create a new ad, use this. Else, you save these and continue. Right, so we're on the confirmation page now. It shows details about everything we've just done. Our bid strategy, our campaign budget per day, our campaign goal. Remember, we didn't select any goal because we wanted to set things up ourselves. Our location, the campaign duration, that's the start date and the end date, the language, and then we have our creatives here. So we have the ad groups and then we have the ads here. So you can continue to campaign. And yeah, we've created our ads now. It's eligible and it will go. Your ads cannot show to start this. Obviously we've not added a billing, and we will not add it. It's just to explain all this, So there's a whole lot of things here. Remember all the audiences. We can see the keywords. Let me click on it. You can see those 2 keywords that we added. See, remember when I said that even with the keywords, you can see the number of clicks, you can see the click-through rates, and then if you've created like conversion, then you can, let's see, columns. So we can add some conversion columns here. There's a whole lot of things here, a whole lot, to help you set up your ads well. And then maybe you can, even if you want to set separate final URL for each of these, then you can do that here. Negative keyword, we did not add negative keyword, and this is actually very bad. Never create an ad without negative keyword. So let me just quickly add this. And again, it doesn't mean that when you create one, then that's fine now. You can always edit your ad as much as possible. And I mean, the main concept of even running ad is getting to learn from your ad. You see what works, you see what doesn't work, you know how to optimize it. So I want to create a negative keyword here. To add negative keywords. And by the way, while creating the keyword, if I was to create a negative keyword, then I would use minus. So if I'm to create a negative keyword, I could do something like minus, I don't know, maybe minus a job, right? Minus research. So this means even if someone's search matches my keyword, Google still don't show my ads if it has something like this. But since we are here, we are adding a new, or if you already have a negative keyword list, then you can select from that list. We don't have any list here, so we don't have anything to select. But let's just create a new one. So I'll just do maybe jobs, maybe research. Again, it's 1 per line. Yeah, it's here, 1 per line. So I'll just do job, research, employments. Yeah, got that wrong. So you just go ahead and create this. You can, if you want to create a list, then you can create a new list and then name it here. Else you just save it. Okay, so we have our list of negative keywords here. This means our ads will never show to people whose search keywords match any of this. And then you can see the search terms when you start gathering data. So you can see the actual search term, what people are using to what people are using to search this. You can see auction inside. There's a whole lot. Remember the extension. The fact that we did not create it that time doesn't mean we cannot create it again. So we can still come to extensions here, and it even shows detailed description on what it looks like here. So you can create all this extension or create a new one here. You can create more ads if you want to. Text ad, responsive ad, or call ads, and then maybe ad variation. So you select your ad group. Remember that ad group we created. So you select your ad group, and then we're back to this page again where we get to create different ads. Let me cancel this. Yes, leave. This is just to walk you through the Google dashboard, the Google Ads dashboard. We have our overview here. There's nothing now, so we cannot see anything. But from here, you can see the locations that we created. You can see the keywords. So that's when you sign into the Google dashboard. This is actually what you see first. This place is for Google to show you your best performing ads based on this ad is actually under review. I'm not sure they will approve, and I don't want them to approve. So after the class, I'll likely delete it. You can see the impression, the clicks, the click-through rate. Remember again, click-through rate is the rate of people who click on your ad when they see it. So based on the best performing ad, so that's like if you have different ads, Google will show you which of the ads work best. You can see like a graph here on how the spending is going, and you can see a whole lot of things here. Let me see. I think let me even switch to a live account and see if I can show you something here. Let's see. I think these accounts has been put on hold for now because I need to make payment to them. Yeah, to resume. Yeah, I need to make payment to them. But let's go back. This is my dashboard. So let me go back to, I can from this dashboard though, I can set what I want to what data I want to check. So let me go back to about May. So from May till this, I think I should have some good data there. All right, so you can see what the dashboard looks like, and maybe let me even remove this so you can see this clearly. So from here to, I think to, let me stop at October and then apply. All right, so this is a lot better. I was using the dollar, so that's why it's here. You can see my average cost per click. So on average, I was spending about 0.05 per click. You can see the impressions. So my ad got about 114,000 impressions. That's 114,000 people saw the ad. 12,700 people clicked on it. You can see the total amount I spent within this period, right? You can see, so I have like different campaigns. Remember when I talked about different campaigns? I have like Gmail campaign, I have the remarketing campaign, I have the search campaign. You can see each of the campaigns. I actually post the remarketing campaign. That's why the only data here for Gmail and search. So you can see I actually got more, I spent more money on search, on Gmail than I spent on search. You can see, even from here, you can see the number of clicks per campaign. You can see the keywords, right? These are some keywords that I noticed I got a lot of clicks from, and I think the conversion rate was low. That's why I had to disable them, so they don't show. Yeah, hello. Just a moment, please. Okay. So you can see what this looks like to create a like these are the keywords that I created here. Sorry, somebody called me, so it's fine. And then you can also see what people are searching on Google. So this is what triggered my ad. So somebody came on Google and searched web design, and so my ad triggered because of this keyword. So I have a keyword that says web development website. That's why my ad triggered. And then we also have, you can see different things that people come on Google to search. This is like 10 pages, so people are searching, creating a website for your business. You can also see the number of impressions per keyword, hold on. You can see the number of searches per keyword. You can see the number of clicks. Maybe if you don't like that keyword, then you can simply, like if you notice the keyword is not giving you enough conversion, then you can simply click add as negative keyword, and it will add it as a negative keyword. You can also add it as a keyword, maybe, so somebody searching, creating a business for your website, and see what prompted my ads to show. So this is actually very large. I have a lot of data here, not too much. I can have some other campaigns that are even bigger than this, but this is good enough to so you can check. So you can also see most shown search ads. Remember how I told you that Google will show you your ad that performs most. So this is an ad that I created that has some sites some extensions. These are site links extensions. So we have fast and affordable web design in Nigeria, Mogadi. So we turn complex ideas into simple, blah blah blah. And then I created about 5 ads here. So need a website, we are experts. We turn this. Other ones, Nigerian web design. You see, this one wasn't performing very good because, of course, I was focused on what the business is about instead of telling people what we will do for them. And this one is the lowest, and then I actually removed this one. Yeah. So you can see all these. You can see the devices that people are using to access. So some people use TV screen to check computers, tablets, and mobile. You can see the network. So search network and then display network. Now, the network is why the display network is because I did a lot of Gmail ads as well. So display network is this one. So you can see the number of clicks I got. You can also see how much money I spent here. You can see the gender. You can see the time of the day. When remember how I said most times you just create your ad and then you get some data from there to now know how best to structure it. So from here you can also see different the different ad groups I created. So I created different ad groups, contacts, and no conversion. This is for people who landed on the contact page and did not convert. You can see when I ran the ads, I got a very high interaction rate. I got about 129 clicks when this number of people saw it. This is very large. You can see audience. You can see some keywords. Let me show you some keywords I created. So you can see I created a whole lot of keywords here. This took me a lot of time and research. So researching on what keyword will work best, and I have some negative keywords here as well. So when someone searches maybe about Adobe, arts, agile, awards, blocker, careers, all these fake fee form, all this freelancer GIF, then Google don't show my ads. I think it's about, yeah, I have some more. So a lot more here. You can search proposal, how to, so all those people that come to Google to definitely how to means like researching on something. So I don't want to waste my ads on how to people. You can go to demographic. You can see full details about what's happening. This is the category of people who click on my ads the most, followed by these down. So the ones that Google don't know. Let's see if they have anything on parental status. So mostly people who click on it are people who are not parents. And you can see not parent. This is because it's showing for different ad groups. So that's why it's giving me all these details for different ad groups. Now let me go to locations to explain what I was trying to say the other time. Placement, no, not placement. Where is location? No, not landing pages. Is it placement? Is it setting? Not campaigns. Okay. Not sure where my location is hidden. Landing pages. Patterns. My location is supposed to be somewhere around here. Anyways, let me go into the main campaign itself. I think it's inside the campaign. So let me click Gmail ads. And then try this. Audience demographics. I don't know. I'm not seeing my location here. Maybe do I have to click more? Oh, okay. Sorry. So let me go back to the main campaign. So I just needed to click more to see it. All right. So more here, and then we have locations. Okay. So this ad, the first time I created the ad, actually, I used Nigeria. I mean, I targeted all the states in Nigeria, just the way I explained. And now you can see that because later on, and we now said, okay, let's even target people outside the country. Let's target people in the US and some other places. So you can see how we broke down the United States, states in the United States here. So with these now, we can easily see which of the states in the United States performed best. So you can see Texas here. I got 80 impressions and I got 80 clicks. So that means it's very, very good. Like, and the thing is, all those people in the United States, because they're already used to their emails and all that. So this is mostly Gmail ads. So you see Gmail ads. So most times when they see ads on their Gmail, when we go to the Gmail ads, I'll still show you guys what Gmail ads look like. Something like this. This is an advertisement in my Gmail. You can see all this. So I can see the interaction rate. So imagine getting 100% interaction rate, the average amount I spent per click. So that's that. And then I think that should be all about search ads.